Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another late night here on the East Coast. How y'all doing? It's been a couple days. Two, to be exact. But that's still a couple. Man, what a time. I just want to start off by saying, Boro saying, waiting for hemoglobin plate. I know, I really appreciated that one. It was like one of those things where, normally I get things like right away, but that was actually a double take for me. So, that was good. Because I was like, hemoglobin plate, like blood, oh, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, it was pretty good. Also spent the last literal 2 minutes typing into Twitch. Man, I'm like so rusty, but I was rusty. Well, that too maybe, but I was typing the Twitch like over and over, like, I was typing Bulbul 2, like for the game. Oh my god, it was just Bulbul 2, and I'm like, what's going on here, Twitch? You're not picking up Blood Bowl anymore? Like, is this not a thing? And I just kept typing Bulbul 2 over and over, and I could not figure out why that was not, I was not punching through to Twitch. It took me a minute. So, well, let's start off by saying we're gonna do a one-round, whoops, wrong one. One-round game here against, I have to create my team first. It's the AI with the Norse team. Rudy'd like to see how this all works down. So they're a versatile team. Yeah, I guess. All players have the block skill. I mean, that's amazing. Bulbul 2. Well, Roth will find the right game. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, good times. Frenzy as a reckless edge to crowd surfing, and that is one thing the Norse team is pretty good at, crowd surfing, as they have 4 players with Frenzy by default. You can argue 5 with the Yeti, but you're probably not crowd surfing with the Yeti. So, low strength for a team with a propensity to violence. What that just means is, they're saying, oh yeah, you don't have a lot of strength on this team, but you're a bashy team. Well, I mean, that's not true, is it? Because they have 2 positionals with 4 strength, 1 with 5. Compare that to the Necromantic team, which is a very bashy team. 2 with 4 strength and 1 with nope. So yeah, you're already up on the Necromantic. Your armor values are almost naked, so your players are almost naked, so armor value low. This right here is the big downside to the Norse team. Is your armor 7, but you're bashy. You guys may remember a certain dwarf game we played. It was a bit brutal. That was against armor 7. Anytime we fight the Wood Elves, armor 7. So, we're going to be getting injured and knocked out a lot. But our linemen are cheap and everybody's got blocks, so... Well, not everybody, but the linemen do. Strength skills are hard to obtain. That's another sort of issue. Again, you're playing a bashy team, and it's like, oh yeah. So we'll just call them... I don't even know. Norps. They'll be the Norps. Team motto is get good or die good. I mean, that looks... Oh, wow, that one's awesome. Is there a better looking... Oh. Wow. Okay, I like that, but... I mean, oh my god. Norse too good. Remove the Doom guy and replace it with Amp Tropical Punch. Because LOL ads. I don't think so, Origami. There's been quite a few sort of ad-related things in the Twitch emotes. It's not like the end of the world, though. Of course, you have to call this Valhalla. No. 1 second here, guys. I'm just gonna have a bit of a sneezing fit. Alright, sorry, back. Man, allergies are not super pleasant right now. I guess one thing we can say, speaking of a Norse team, everybody, first time in my life I have now imbibed alcohol. That was interesting. Not feeling the effect of it. I'm a bit of a hefty guy. You know, 6 foot, 190 to, well, anywhere from 180 to 200 pounds. I'm not sure what I am right now, but I normally float between that. Certainly used to be a lot heavier in high school, but not anymore, yeah. So, you know, I had 2 drinks, and yeah, Ruffle drinks drank. Yeah, we had can of Palm Bay. Kaylin's a big fan, so we had that, and then I had, I of course was like, well, you know, if I am actually going to drink for once in my life, I figure might as well have a hard cider, if you will, as a very country drink, and I'm a very country man, so I felt like I would be doing a bit of a misdemeanor and betraying my heritage if I didn't drink down some hard cider. It was alright though, you know? Certainly not what I thought things were going to taste like, but not the end of the world. But yeah, it was just one of the things, like, just doing a little bit of a celebration for our 5-year anniversary we just made, and it was good, you know? Again, I don't even know if I would consider myself buzzed. I may have been. I felt a little flush at some point. And by that, I mean, like, I just felt like a little warmer than normal. That's the only change I noticed. So it's hard to say. Again, I'm not really sure what being drunk feels like. I know what being drunk looks like, but most people sort of play it up as well. Hard to say, though. Hard to say. So, that was just an interesting thing, guys. Yeah. Will I drink again in the future? I don't know. Maybe, you know, on the odd special occasion. I do think social drinking is absolutely acceptable. So, I've just personally never been a drinker, because I'm a little bit of a... I have extremely good willpower. You know, I can stop doing anything on a dime, and I can... You know, I used to do extremely weird things with my body in high school, so I'm not going to become a drunk or anything like that. But I do have a bit of an addictive personality, so you know, I've just always, you know, thought there's no reason to drink. But then I was just recently being like, you know what? There's no reason not to have, like, the occasional drink as well, as long as I'm not going to have an issue. Either way, let's go ahead and talk about the Norse. They're a very interesting team. As you can probably see, like, what the fuck? First off, I mean, you've got goddamn Hermes over here, and he don't give a fuck. He's pretty cool. You've got your linesman. Now, the orc lineman... The Norse lineman is pretty good. 6 moving, I can't complain. 3 strength, 3 agility, that's average stuff. 7 armor, not great. You want your linemen to be a little tougher usually. But that said, they got block, so that is a good thing. However, they only have general access. Not uncommon for a lineman, but it still kind of makes them crappy. Because, end of the day, where are you going to go with this? Personally, me, block into tackle, alternatively, block into maybe something like fend. Kind of hard to say, though. So, yeah, your linemen are sort of hard to skill up because, again, you're bashy, but they don't have any of the things you really want to do to make you bashier. Your thrower, I mean, general and passing, that's alright. It's a block and a pass. Can't complain. Are you going to be passing? No. No. The reason why you have this guy is because, again, the Norse are going to end up with less people on the pitch. So, you are bashy. That's what you're supposed to do. But you don't have the skills to actually bash people down. Now, you combine that with the fact that, like, you have very low armor. It means you're going to end up with less people on the pitch. So, the reason why you have a thrower is the same reason why you have a runner over here that you're going to hopefully try and pick up a catch on. Is just the idea of when we're down to 3 people on the pitch, or, you know, 5 people or something like that, and they still have 8, I need to be able to pull something out of my ass. And that's kind of the idea between these guys. The thrower's not really any better than the lineman. He costs 20,000 more, but he comes with pass and potentially some interesting skills here. This does allow you to grab pro, I believe, is in the passing, so it's interesting. Either way, you got your runner. Now, the runner is really interesting because he doesn't have what you'd think he'd have. So he doesn't have passing, but he does have agility, which is excellent. It means he's going to be your blodge positional. He has a 1 extra movement. Hey, that's cool. He also has Dauntless. Dauntless allows them, as we've mentioned before, to increase their strength when attacking somebody higher. Not guaranteed, but pretty much. So attacking a strength 4, he will always be strength 4. Strength 5 becomes to be a bit of a gamble. Point is, for some reason, this guy, the running guy, is your guy that fights the big guys. It's a bit weird to me, personally. Now we've got the Berserker. Berserker, we're back down the 6 movement, 337. Again, very standard. Very cool looking, though. Gotta love that rhino horn. I guess he could be a unicorn, but we'll say potentially a rhino. Either way, he has strength access. You only get 2, though, which sucks, and they're a little pricey, but they do have block and frenzy. Good goal. Damn, I don't remember Berserkers having block before, but they must have. The Ulfwerenners, I know, do not, and that's a little bit of a downside. But either way, now this is your, you know, super positional right here. Your other super positional is the 6'4", 2'8". So he actually has some armor. Whether that's going to help or not, Strength, general, no block. So this is like our Flesh Golem, except much more mobile. He's got 2 more movement points on the Flesh Golem. And he's got Frenzy, which means he can attack twice, but doesn't have Stand Firm, doesn't have Thick Skull. You know, so your first level up is block. Everything after that is, well, we'll find out. Sorry about that. And then the Yeti. So Wild Animal is... It's not the worst big guy trait in the world. Very stupid is pretty nasty. Anything that removes tackle zones, bad news bears. But Wild Animal's not too bad. It just means you're probably going to be attacking or blitzing with them. And that's the downside, is the Norse have a lot of people with pretty good movement and frenzy. And frenzy means you're probably blitzing people because you want to get in a weird position. Having the Yeti, you don't have to take the Yeti. It's probably recommended. He is a very solid player. It's just, when you get him, you got to get him block, and then you got to kind of always have him attacking, or else he's probably not going to do anything. That said, Claw, amazing. Especially on a frenzy player with strength access, it means you're going to have Muddy Blow, Claw. Awesome. We've talked about you do not want to get piling on. Or if you do, you don't want to be using it unless you already have the armor break and you're trying for an injury. Disturbing Presence is really good. Must subtract 1 from d6 whenever they pass, intercept, or catch for each opposing player with Disturbing Presence within the 3 squares. I mean, that's just really good. It even works if he's like prone, like laying on the ground, sorry, if he's stunned. So no matter what, he's just gonna piss off and tie up an enemy plans. So if you can get him by the ball, you can just kind of park him there and make everything a lot harder, especially for the elf teams, which are going to try and dodge in, dodge out. Loner means you can't really use your rerolls on him, so generally you want to have him do your sort of final action, as he's the most prone to fucking it up, so you don't really want to plan on him. So here's what you have to ask yourself. Well, this guy or no this guy? I gotta say no. The Yeti's amazing, but I think he's something you pick up down the road. He is 140,000 of your 1 million price pool in the beginning, and I think that's a bit too much. What I might recommend, honestly, this may be a bit boring. You'll notice rerolls are 60,000 with this team. They will double after creation. But the thing is, what I may recommend here, very boring. You're gonna rock about 8 of these lime. Oh god, that's fucking Pickles, dude. From Death Clock. Yeah, either way, pick up 8 of these guys. On I would say our 2 O4 runners, and then a runner, and then we have enough here. I could probably say about, 3 rerolls, 18,000. Sorry, 180, and then 50. So that's brain work with me, 230. So we have another 60,000. Which means I could have actually upgraded. Oh, it means we could get 4 rerolls. Huh. Yeah, you know what? I think this is probably your best bet. It's a very boring start. But you don't have any like pickup skills. You have Agi 3, and again, you have a lot of guys that are very squishy for what they're supposed to be doing. So I think this is probably your safest bet, going with these guys, 4 rerolls, and Apothecary. I don't really think you can argue that. Is that what we're going to go with? Probably not. Because we like to have a little bit of fun. So I think option number 2 would be rocking your 2 O4 You have to get them. They're just like the best. Probably a runner here because they're very good and they have some movement, which is pretty nice. Dauntless is always a clutch skill to have in your pocket. Probably see if I can squeeze in 2 Berserkers here and see how things look when we start getting some linesmen. So I got 210, which lets me get 3 rerolls. No Apothecary, but I'm not too far off. So I think that is what we're going to be doing. Again, it's not perfect, but... Oh shit, not cheerleader, thanks. So I think we go 3 here, and then we try and get an Apothecary after our first game. Because the Orcs need an Apothecary like nobody else. Because, again, you can argue Skaven need it, they're going to be dying. Wood Elves need it. Yes, absolutely, but the Norse team is trying to get punchy. You know what I mean? And when you try and be punchy, you're up in their face. Which is sort of not crazy ideal. Especially that when you're probably going to be getting your ass kicked because you're not as strong as they are. So let's go ahead and any of these really work. Which one? Sorry about that, guys. Had another bit of a sneezing fit. I guess we could play against the orc team here, Porctus, that we made. And this is going to show us why the Norse are different than the orcs as a Vashi team, which could be pretty cool. Because we're going to see, we got a little bit better movement, which is nice. Same agility. Don't have sure hands, which I believe the orc thrower does. But we do have block on pretty much everybody. We also don't have as many 4 strength positionals. We just have the 2. I said our runner has Dauntless, so a runner can slap a black orc. Oh, that goblin booty! Man, we look amazing. I still think the O4Ners look really, really bad. Like, this is just a terrible, terrible look. Oh my goodness. But whatever, it's a thing, can't really complain. Now, the nice thing is, I know for a fact, because we designed this team, they have a goblin. So, we're going to be trying to kill him off. Although he does have dodge, and we don't have tackle. Oh shit, did I give these guys a troll or no? No, I didn't. Alright, we're going to go on offense. Smart thing to do. Let's find out where they place their dudes. Okay, this is not the end of the world. It means we have to team up very heavy, but it's not the end of the world. So the only players with block on the orc team are the blitzers, of which we have 4. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a little bit of something like this. We're going to want our O4Ners on the mid-line to try and deal with these black orcs. Going to try and outnumber them here. So we want the runner to probably pick up the ball. Where is he? Here he is. Little Hermes in the back. We want our linesman a little bit back here just to sort of help cage it up, because we do need to cage. Nice thing about Norse, again, you have 4 or 5 if you have a Yeti positionals with Frenzy. The great thing about Frenzy is, of course, you can get into a cage a lot easier than other people can. So I think we may put... I mean, this seems okay to me. Push the lineman over. So let's see. Block, block. You block, and then we're gonna have you guys run over and tie up the... Yeah, I think we're gonna put our berserkers right here. That's a bit silly, actually. Yeah, and then we're going to, after we do these blocks, hopefully they work, we're going to run the linesman over here to give assists. So the berserkers can hopefully smash the black orcs with a 1 die. I think that'll be fine. Kick that ball. Well, at least he didn't bug out and just keep running. Any player of the Norse who's not in a tackle zone may be moved in the square the ball will land. Absolutely just have a runner do it. Happy with that. And he caught it. Good start. So let's see here. Yeah, it's going to be the 2 dies with... Oh, shit. Now see, the reason why we're doing this, we don't have block, so we want to take out the guys without block. It's just the safe thing to do. Okay. If we had our berserkers on the line here, they'd be pretty good at doing this. We have Frenzy, so we have to automatically follow up. Something to always keep in mind, which is one of the downsides to the Norse team is, oh yes, that's really lucky, because again we're up against AB9s. It's not something you can plan on always getting those, you know, armor breaks or knockdowns or stuff like that, and they should fairly reliably get them on us, which is the scary thing. Okay, there's our double skull, and that's why you take so many damn rerolls. Yeah, I think we do this. It's fine. So, we do have the ball, though. Let's go ahead and start caging up. We have a stun over here and the goblins on this side, so we're probably going to cage up right about here. And that means we get another assist on the black orc, which is nice. But so the thing about Frenzy is you can control Frenzy to an extent. You know, definitely a thing. But the enemy team can control it too. By putting players in certain ways, they can say, oh look, if you're going to attack me with Frenzy, I know where you're going. And that's the scary thing about Frenzy is... It's almost a liability in some aspects. We are going to take the 1 die. We didn't get it, but that's alright. We had very good odds for that to work in our favor. And they were just going to hit us pretty hard next turn anyway, so... Nice thing is, unless they blitz this guy, they're going on a character with no block onto him. It's a 2 die, so it's fairly safe, but... It's just something to keep in mind. Now, our berserkers actually have jump up as well, which is an interesting ability. It means we can stand up and block, if we get lucky, without having to use a blitz action. So, potentially can do some shenanigans there. This is going to be a little bit of a scary place to be. Huh. Okay. Failed the 1 die. Gonna re-roll that. Didn't re-roll it. It's fine. So what is the Norse team best at? Well, the Norse team's actually best at, well, all other bashing teams are best at fighting those AV7s. But they're a little bit better than most. The thing is, they're sort of extremely specialized, I guess that's a way of putting it, is if you put the Norse team, I might try jump up there in a sec. If you put the Norse team up against, say... If I knock this guy down on the first hit, that would be really good. Up against the Wood Elf team, they're going to do very well because they're fairly high movement for what they are. And they can still sometimes pick up the ball, but they're very good at hitting. Whereas if you play as an Orc team against a Wood Elf team, yeah, you're going to kill them. But they can run around you for days, so... Alright, we really want this block to go through. So we're going to place our guys around the Black Orc, have the Berserker hopefully take him out. And we're going to move our cage up a little bit here. Excellent. Okay. I would really like to do a blitz here. And again, we'll park our guy about here. Okay, nice. So we're going to push him up and to the left. We're going to stay, though. Because we want to annoy the shit out of that guy as best we can. And I think we pop just down here. And then we can put our ball here. And our other guy here. So this puts us with an okay cage. It's not super ideal, but again, they're orcs. We can guarantee they're not going to be able to run all the way around and still get the block, which is nice. So again, we've talked about Frenzy, and here's the issue right now is, sure, my Ulforender can attack this guy. I'm going to do pretty good if he does. But he's going to go here. I can't tell him to not go and stay here because I want him on the line. So you're constantly throwing yourself further and further into the shit. And we don't have block, so... Okay. This is a tough spot to be in right now. I think we go for the Goblin here. Hope things work out. Nice they did. That is quite handy. And we're going to try and have this guy go for a jump up onto this guy here. Okay, we made the jump up roll. No dice, but that's really good. Because I can push him... Do I want him down? I kind of do. Awesome. Okay, good old Frenzy. This guy is in for shit. Almost worth risking the dodge. I probably should have taken it again because we are armor 7. But at the same time, I kind of like the idea of these three guys not moving without a risky block. I mean, it's not risky, but they don't have block on this guy. And you kind of want your blitzers to be the one moving. So if they're blocked with a blitzer, and then this guy has to come... Okay. Well, you could do it that way too. That's not the way I would have done it. But it's not the end of the world. Yeah, here you go. And now you see the problem with Norse. So, we are the Bashy team, but we don't have armor, so... You're just as likely to get the shit kicked out of you. Nice. They're gonna re-roll the doubles? They didn't. Okay. That was really unlucky for that guy. I would have been semi-disappointed. Alright. So we're gonna want our Ulforender to go on the thrower here. He doesn't have block. We don't have block. It's fine. It's not great. I didn't want to re-roll that though. It means they're going to be able to get in our cage if they really want to. As this guy stands up, and then he gets a 2-die on the Berserker. Now we have block, but still, it's a 2-die. It's probably not going to go in our favor. Now what we're going to try and do is try and frenzy the werewolf out of here. Oof. Hang in there, little Berserker man. Okay, nice. Now, thing is, he does have a 2-die here, but the Black Orc doesn't have block, so yeah. This is definitely how you play orcs. I mean, just like cage people up and just go for the really insane blocks. I don't know why he went for this guy, actually. Definitely would have gone for the Berserker myself. Well, Berserker going down. Hey, CPO, not too bad, man. Oh! That really sucks, actually. Because I wanted the Goblin here so I could Frenzy Surf him out of danger. You know what I mean? Because I would push him here and then follow, and then I'd push him, well, I'd push him down, preferably down, and then my guy would be here, and only next to a Blitzer. Bit unfortunate. But yeah, not doing too bad. Gib photo album after stream. I already showed you some of the photos. Okay, so I think the way we want to do this, certainly a bit tough. We got one die there, that's tempting. This is just fuck. This lineman is just not going to have a good day. It's a risky block, as we don't have block. So, let's assume we make this the bottom of our cage. Start of a new team. Yeah, we're just doing a run as the Norse team, talking about it. Because I'm very much still getting back into how to strem. It's like, I was only gone like 2 days. Well, I was gone like technically 3, I guess you can say it that way. But yeah, it was. It's like I forgot so much in that time somehow. Also, pretty exhausted. It's been like a crazy last couple days. And this is really risky because if this block doesn't work, it's bad news bears. But if it does work, which it did, which we were very likely to do, I can't crowd surf him from here, which is unfortunate. But because it does let us park ourselves right here and be fairly safe, which is nice. And again, orcs don't have the highest movement, so I'm not too worried. Perhaps I should be. The 1-die block here is not the end of the world, but if I frenzy, it could be bad. This is pretty good, though. "3 days is the internet equivalent of the heat death of the universe." Wow, yeah, it was pretty unreal. See, this is one of those weird things where if I keep the lineman, I'm tying up a lot of guys. If I leave the linesman, he's gonna die. Like that's not like a, oh, he might, no, he's gonna die. I don't think we tried the jump up for the 1-die. It is a thrower though, actually. He doesn't have block, so let's see what happens. Cool. That's interesting. Alright. Wow. But yeah. Also had my first taste of alcohol. Do all Norse have Frenzy? No. So only the Ulforenners and the Berserkers and the Yetis do. Frenzy is very much a double-edged sword. It's an enjoyable one, but it's certainly something you have to keep in mind. So this was the safe option. Again, you block with a guy with block against a blocker. That was the stupid thing to do. I would not have... oh god, this 3-die though. Didn't even work. I would have been a little salty about that, I'm not gonna lie. Not like really upset salty, because you can still do this block here. But again, I wouldn't have used the blitz there. I would have attacked with this black orc, and then you still have the blitz. Okay, using the both down there. Can't blame you. Now we just look into where we'd be and figure things out. It's gonna be interesting. So we need this guy gone. That's a problem. We also need these 2 guys gone. And that's a problem, which means I need you, I guess, here. So I can get... Can you get... If I GFI... I can put you here. See, the idea is I need a guy here so I can get a 2-die block on the blitz. Oh shit, but he's out. Block. Ew. None of these are happy things. So we could do the Berserker up this way. Freeze up this guy and this guy, so we could blitz the... Well, yeah, and then we can push the Black Orc off. That's how we do it. Yeah, Yetis are the big guy. Yep. That's... Ooh! That's really cool, actually. I'm happy with that. To an extent. Alright, so we're doing this. We just need a push result. Anything's fine. Yeah, Yetis are the big guy we didn't take, though, because they're not... Oh, wow. Got a KO. They're very expensive, and the Norse team needs a lot of rerolls, and the Apothecary. We didn't buy the Apothecary, though. We did opt for the Berserkers, so this guy's not actually down. Which is kind of annoying. Which means I have to do something along this line. Yeah, we're caging here now. Yeah, the Norse team is, it's one we actually played, again, millions of years ago when I did my Blood Bowl AARs. They're enjoyable, but they're certainly odd. Because they're like a bashy team, but they're very much glass cannon material. Alright, so 2 die on the Blitzer is pretty solid. We don't have block, though, and that could be pretty sad. 1 die on the Black Orc, I mean... It's alright, but after the first push, we're down to a 2 die, so... Let's go ahead and see what happens. We got lucky. That's excellent. Nice. That was really lucky, actually. Breaking a 9 armor. My god. And it's one of those things, like, you can say, like, oh, you know... yeah, I'm gonna stand up here. You got lucky. I mean, I had a 1 in 6 on both of those dice. Well, actually, I had a 2 in 6 on both those dice that would have worked, so... It wasn't, like, insane. We're gonna take this block here. Little risky, but this makes things here a little less crazy, which is nice. Yeah, I don't really want to frenzy myself into that cage. Now, the, Ulfrenner, I don't know. Something along those 2 lines. It's like they're your star player, but until they get blocked, they're just such a risky little liability you got going on. Okay, that's nice. He didn't go down. Just stunned. Just stunned. What really starts getting scary is, though, you can't reroll Yetis. Rerolls for 50k. 7 Yetis, 980k. No rerolls needed. Oh, you. Well, that's a little annoying. It's not the end of the world, but... You know! Yeah, both down. He's got block. Bad days. And stunned. Alright. There's certainly something to be said for scoring this turn as opposed to... Well, I mean, orcs are slow. If we get one good push on this guy here, then we can definitely score next turn. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, we're just gonna cage it up here. And we'll go for the touchdown next turn. And that'll be fine. Because then they only have 2 turns to score, which is not gonna happen, which means we just play extremely defensively for 2 turns. And this guy could do a really aggressive dodge in and a -2 die blitz. It's not impossible. It's extremely unlikely. But it's not impossible. So unless I have a good blitz with you, which I don't, I think we're going to park you right here. So now it's pretty much impossible. Which is nice. Alright. I can't do anything with you, so I'm just going to keep you on the pitch here. No reason not to. And we'll start pushing this guy, just see what happens. Alright, might be able to crowd surf him. Oh! That's a gobbo. Alright, this is a little risky. But the idea of maybe punching a goblin appeals to me. Let's go ahead and blitz here. We're going to try and dodge out. No, they got me. That's okay. I can reroll this. Yeah, that's fine. It's one of those things like, we didn't want to stand this guy up anyway, but I was like, if I could dodge out and do a blitz on the goblin, that would be pretty cool. Potentially injure him, because stunty. Oh, shit. Now the thing is, we don't have to stand up, and we're not going to. We're going to keep our guys laying down so that, you know, they're thinking the whole time, like, oh, that's a GFI, bud. That's a little risky. I mean, you made it, but it's a little risky. We can actually wait one more turn then. Yeah, I'm tempted to take this. It's not as risky as it looks. Nice. Cool. We're just going to sit here then, and then end our turn. We're just going to keep all our guys laying down because no thanks. Don't really want to get punched. That means they're only going to have one turn to punch us, which is nice. Hey, Ravenpo 121, how you doing, man? Oh, I knocked him down. Not the end of the world. I will say this is an AI opponent. Please don't go like, oh my goodness, you're alright at video game. I mean, I'm pretty good at Blood Bowl. Not saying I'm the best, but I'm pretty good. Definitely enough to have a good chance against the AI. Played a lot of Blood Bowl 1. You can argue there's not too many differences, but it is what it be. Let's go for the... no, that's a touchdown, right? So you gotta do it like... There you go. Beautiful. Let's see if anyone's ever gonna beat the goblin thing. But right now, we're mostly just getting my community caught up on Blood Bowl, getting into the spirit of things. We did do a fairly lengthy series of like leagues, if you will, against the AI with the necromantic team, sort of a bit of a warm-up. And now we're just talking about random teams, what makes them good, how you should sort of look into building them, what all the character classes do and stuff like that, and or the positions, sorry, if you want to go with that way. In hopes of starting our big team, going up into the big boy leagues, fighting players and stuff like that. We're just sort of looking at them, trying to figure out, you know, who's good, which guys do we like the most, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think we are going to do a little bit of... well, putting a lot of block on here is alright. That's definitely a good way of doing it. I'd rather the linemen get shit on than my berserkers. Because I'm not going to have a turn, and they just get one turn to punch, so... they're definitely not going to set up like this. I think we go with the standard sort of... I like to refer to it as the cheese strat. It's putting your linemen like 3 here. I find it extremely effective when you don't want to get murdered. And you only got like 1 turn left for them to punch you. And then you sort of like cage up sideways like this. Because this is most likely they blitz in a side like that. Okay, take it easy, Mr. Williams. Of all the teams in Blood Bowl 2, currently all of them are pretty competitive, except for Bretonians. I don't know about that, man. I think something like this is fine. The thing is, yeah, in my opinion, because of both teams' game a turn. No! I didn't. Oh, fuck! I didn't want to get a turn, though. That's really bad. It's one of those things. I personally don't think the Skaven are competitive at the moment. Blood Bowl 1, yes. Tabletop, yes. Blood Bowl 2, no. I think right now it's a lot of bashy teams. So, I mean, you're going to be playing a bashy team against a bashy team 9 times out of 10. Oh, that's funny. He's going to reroll that, yep. And because the meta is just so heavy into these bashy little bastard teams, I don't think that Skaven are as good as in other versions of the game. Not that Skaven themselves are bad, you know, they're certainly a trickier team. I mean, you can score, definitely, but it means that you're going to end up a lot of people with Mighty Blow piling on. Claw doesn't really affect you too much, but you know what I mean. Just the sort of nasty shit, and you can get those things very easily. Now, it doesn't mean you're less likely to run into people running tackle on all their guys, which is pretty cool. It's certainly a bonus in that regard. But yeah, I definitely feel like Skaven might be a little on the weaker end at the moment. Just because of, you know, what the leagues look like. Yeah, push this guy that way. Hey! I mean, if I could get a KO or something, help me with all the bullshit here we gotta do. So, yeah, no matter what I do, I mean, we're definitely gonna be hitting the Goblin. That's not a question. The question is, how do I put myself in a nice position? Well, this helps a lot. Yeah, so now when I take out the Goblin, we are going to have, I think, a 1-die against this guy. Very nice. Again, we don't need to kill the Goblin here, we just need to push him. Just get him out of there. That's good. Okay, there's our 2-die. Thank God. Again, we just need a push here. Both down works for me. Hey, fair enough, dude. Honestly, it's one of those things. Skaven is my most teamed? It is as well, I suppose. But it's my most played team. Now, I am going to follow up here. And we're going to push him this way. We're going to follow up here, though, because I can get a Berserker in with a Blitz, which makes me quite happy. Yeah, I played the shit out of Skaven, though. I've got, like, hundreds of hours with them. I really like them. I think they're a great team. I don't think they're the best team, but I think they're enjoyable, and that is really all that matters in Blood Bowl. I kind of want to do it this way. Yeah, I don't really feel too good about basing you, so we'll just sort of clump up a little more here. But it's just one of those things, again, I feel like in the current meta, there's a lot of fairly high movement bashy teams, and there's a lot of just reward for just going bashy because everyone's got 9 armor, so you either go hard, like Chaos or something like that. Well, not everyone's got 9 armor, but a lot of the teams are going to have, you know, 8 or 9 in the current build. I think throwing in Amazons and throwing in... even Khemri would help to an extent, because Khemri are bashy. They're not going to reroll? Okay. Khemri are bashy, but they're very slow. And it's only the actual, like, Tomb Guardians that are the problem, you know. Skaven can easily deal with skeletons. And I personally feel like that's where it is right now. Well, most people hate Skaven teams. Same way I hate dwarf teams. Can't stand them. Anytime I see a dwarf team, I'm like, well, just might as well not play. That's just how I feel. So this is a bit rough. We're actually trying to stop them from getting the ball here, which means I actually need to put people on the line. Humdy-ho. Well, if we assume they're not going to put the blitzers here, they'll probably put a blitzer here and here is what I would imagine. So I'm going to put these guys here. Because they're strength 4, but they don't have block. So I don't want them taking an easy block with the blitzers getting it in that way. Definitely want your berserkers on the midline, though. Am I doing this wrong? Probably put one here and here. I mean, we could outnumber them. It's not the end of the world. I suppose we do a little something like this. And that leaves us with a couple guys. I mean, they're probably going to put one guy here as well, which is annoying. It's very much an orc thing to do. Oh, hey, calm down, nerd. Calm down. Okay, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Both teams get an extra reroll, and this is one of the worst kicks I've ever seen. Oh. That's not great for me, but it's also not the worst thing for me. All depends how this first turn goes. So let's talk. 2 die, I got blocked. 2 die, I got blocked. Nope, he doesn't get any dies there. Like 2 die negative, sorry. Nice, reroll. Never do your pickup first, kids. Are you familiar with the rule of 5 setup? I might be, but it might be in my brain with a different name. Which one's that then, Ravenpo? This is not a lineup I would normally recommend, but in this instance, yes. Okay. Things didn't actually go as bad as they could have gone. That's reassuring. That is extremely reassuring, so we can get a blitz on the ball carrier. Now, I will say, I've played a lot of Blood Bowl, online, even, against other people back in the day, but that's Blood Bowl 1. I've played very little tabletop. I've actually only played 2 games of it. I went to a sort of like a game night, and they were doing it at this place near me, which is pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, like that's about it. So I don't know that much about the community, which is sort of, I guess, the problem for me is that I just, you know, I don't know enough. So kind of want to do the berserkers. I got more chances. You can only reliably protect 5 flares on your team. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I could understand that. Alright. So yeah, we are going to be able to get a blitz. Nice. Well, now we see what happens. This is going to be interesting. Okay, and he just catches the ball. As you do. Either way, we moved it. That's a little annoying, but you can't do anything about it. So we don't have block here. A little risky. We got it. We only had a 2 and 6 there. Yeah, we do have block here, though, so I feel pretty confident. And that's okay. We're actually going to push him up. And I don't really want to follow there, because I'm going to get shit kicked out of me. So, we'll stay here. I mean, that's sort of what you do with Skaven, right? But you can't even reliably protect the same 5 people. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't heard of that rule, though. No. But it does make a lot of sense. But the thing is, like, you play Skaven, and it's like... You have your gutter runners, which are 4 players. They're your only good players. And no matter what you do, they will kill one of them. Every round, probably. Excellent. Aw, I was hoping he'd push me up here. There's no reason for him to push me up here, but yeah. Play a lot of tabletop. That's awesome, dude. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Chaos Edition. I think it... Obviously, it has more teams, so of course it's better than this one. Ooh, that was a little unlucky there. Alright, he took it. It's fine, it's fine. Well, do I have a way of hitting this guy this turn? Yes. I do. It requires a little bit of luck. But anything's possible in Blood Bowl, so we want to free up the runner here, actually. Oh, that was quite lucky. Right, so we're gonna want to take this here. So here's the thing, I want to push and then knock down, but I can't guarantee I'll get a knockdown if I push because I don't have block. So we'll do it that way. It's not ideal, but it's a thing. So we need this guy down now. I don't know if I can take him out. I might just park this guy here, go for a 2-die, then I can blitz up. Is the runner going to be able to run that far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So that's probably what we'll do. Okay, that's not super perfect. The thing is, we can't follow this guy, which is annoying. Well, I can, but... Because if I go here... If I had pushed him here, that would have been a little better. I could have run up. Alright. Well, c'est la vie, as they say. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not great. So I could then, if we do it this way, I can park the runner here. Not great. Park the runner here. Nope, I need that. Alright then, we park the Berserker here. That's pretty good. And then I can get a 1-die on this guy. Shit, I can't, because yeah, that guy. It's annoying. We could pop a Dauntless here maybe and get a 2-die. And push this guy. And then this guy doesn't really have anywhere to go. I guess that's the way we try and do it. Dauntless failed, success. Okay, cool. Definitely gonna stay. And then I think we base the ball carrier here. Just a little bit more fun. Okay, we're gonna chill. I'm not really gonna throw a 1-die there. I don't have to. Yeah, we're gonna frenzy out this way so I don't have to deal with all these shits. Okay, and that frees me up a lineman, which I want about here, I guess. And we'll park the other lineman somewhere here-ish. Now, that's fine. Yeah, the thing is, like, that's probably my big issue with playing Skaven now, is I've played so many hours of them. Like, I love the shit out of Skaven. I've always loved them. Like, aesthetically and fluff and blah, 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 blah. I think Skaven are just so much fun. That was a risky... I mean, it worked, but that was risky. But it's just... when you put enough guys in the ground, you just start going like, oh man, okay, he's re-rolling for sure, yep. See, now he has to go back out, which is fine. It just like, I really like the progression. I like having players that hang around and having their amazing moments and their, you know, silly deaths and stuff. But when you play Skaven, it's like, pretty much every game you're burying somebody. And pretty much every game you've got half your players... Well, again, you don't necessarily have half of them injured, but pretty much every game you're guaranteed to have a lot of people KO'd. Injured, you know, it's not unlikely. Things happen. So how can I do that? I can get a block on the die. Block on the die carrier. Well, that sounds pretty cool too, but I can definitely get a block on the ball carrier, which is always fun. Definitely gonna... if I follow, I don't get a 2-die, because this guy is gonna turn it off unless I hit him. So, yeah, we'll try it. Not the end of the world. They don't have like a great way of surfing me as is. We can go over here, we can get a 2-die with our werewolf, which I like. So we don't have block. It's always risky. You can't get away from that. If you don't have block, you're going to be risky, but that's why we bought 4 rerolls as Norse. Well, 3. We only had 3 rerolls. We got lucky. We got the 4th one. An event. You like Underworld a lot more? No, I'm a huge fan of Underworld. They're definitely my favorite team. But they didn't... I never like to reroll a tackle, but I'm not going to need these rerolls. But yeah, normally guys, never reroll a block. I don't ever think it's a good idea. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, okay, interesting, that happened. Well, we got Frenzy, so no matter what happens, you're not going to end up in a nice place. That's not ideal. I might try for the dodge out here. I could dodge out base, get a 2-die block, be a little bit less depressed. Let's do that. Awesome. So, I mean, this is a very scary place to be, but I didn't have any way around that. I can get a 1-die here. Probably worth taking. He doesn't have block. Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be against me now, right? Oh, shit. Oh, you weren't a berserker. Oh, everything is good. Oh, my God. Sometimes I see the horns, and I'm like, ah, it's a berserker, but no. I love Underworld, though, because even though you're replacing people, like, mutations mean that every single, like, character with 1 level on them is just potentially amazing. I really like the Goblin team as well. Again, you're burying a lot of people, but it's fun, you know what I mean? You're rolling a lot of dice and you're playing that risky game on purpose. Alright, don't die. Alright. It's a GFI. Okay. Oh, so one thing we did in Toronto... Yeah, goblins are pretty fun. One thing that we did in Toronto was we went to the Ripley's Aquarium. Really cool. I didn't think it was going to be that good. It was a little bit pricey to get in. I suppose like everything's pricey these days, though. But you know. So I think this is how I want to do this here. But no, actually, it was really cool. Well, let's see what happens here. Stand you up. So no matter what we do, I'm not in love with it. I mean, I want this. It's certainly a thing. We want this guy to go around the outside, so I can't really use this guy to do what I want. Two die on the goblin doesn't help me. Hey, Sir Montius, how you doing, man? Yeah, no, it wouldn't take anything to really bring Underworld in, but you know, they're thinkerating. Okay, so I mean, if you were a runner, that'd be cool. You're my runner, though. Right. Well, someone's got to throw the one die. Question is Hume. It's gonna be the guy with block, isn't it? Going for the goblin's interesting, but this is very tough here. Alright, let's try it this way. I'm not crazy in love with what I'm doing right now. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, definitely push this guy away. Yeah. No, I fucked up. Fucked up so bad there. I wanted to come in from this way because I wanted to push him here. I mean, like, I still can, but it's really not how I wanted to be doing that. So I can get here. You're definitely gonna get hit if I go here. I can go here. And then it's a really risky block from a thrower who doesn't have block. So it's fine. I mean, anything can happen. It's Blood Bowl, but... I think I could have stood you up this turn, and I forgot about you. You have a semi-regular Blood Bowl called Let's Talk About, and the very first episode was Goblins. Hey, that's really cool, man. I'll have to check it out. Do you mind tossing the link in chat sometime? And by sometime, I mean, you can do it right now if you like. But sometimes just the first word that came off my head. I apologize, I'm a little bit tired this evening. Normally it'd be a lot more awake this time of day. Okay, well, if this wasn't a knockdown, he put his Black Orc in a bit of a silly spot, that's for sure. But it's one of those things, like, I've really been enjoying playing the AI because it gives me more time to do things like this, and I've been doing this more tutorial, like, you know, I've been talking, and we've been enjoying sort of talking about what makes a team good, talking about what makes a play good, and I understand the AI is certainly, it's not as good as players, although I'd argue it's better than a portion of players. I'm not saying, you know, what number. Blood Bowl 1, the AI was better than 50% of the players, so you're rolling the dice every time. It's just one. Oh, that is interesting. Talk, talk, talk. Hey, yes, it's me, it's that dude. I am actually an NAF member. Let me just doubly check. I think NAF is what I'm thinking of. Okay, sorry, my internet's being slow all of a sudden. It's weird, like I'm streaming right now, so clearly my internet is not slow. But right now, Hotmail. We'll just say Hotmail, Outlook, whatever you want to call it. It's being a bit of a butt. Yes, I am an NAF member, yeah. I mix that up with Fumble all the time. Which... Okay, so how do we do this? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, that's the GFI. Yeah, I can definitely find Reddit. Don't you worry about that. So we could do the... Oh yeah, you're edgy too. Well, that's less crazy, more stupid. Not the end of the world, though. So we're in a pickle. Now, I don't need the score. I want to score. Let's establish this fact really quickly. I do want to score, but I don't need to. And part of me really wants to do something like run out, go for like a handoff, you know what I'm saying, on this guy maybe next turn. Which is not impossible. Let's take this easy block on the thrower, and we're going to see where that puts us. Okay. Tough pickle. Tough pickle. Yeah, that is nice, though. So, unfortunately, Frenzy doesn't leave me in a nice position after all this goes down. I mean, here's okay. But then this guy's SOL. So we do... probably do his block first. See what happens. Okay. Not too bad. Now, we can 1-die this, but I think we're going to 2-die the Goblin. Because again, I really do feel like I'm just going to be... I think we just run out and back. Stand you up. I mean, he has to block him. He's not going to dodge out a Black Orc. So I do think we do a little bit of this. We block a little bit of this Goblin here. That sounds good. What do we get? Nice. We're going to stay still. I think that's just fine. Ah, fucking Frenzy. We're not going to stay still then. And what do we get? Nice. Yeah. Hope you like words because they always end up super long. Ooh, an injury. That's not something you plan on. I do actually. I'm a fan of words. I suppose rambly is something I've been called before in the past. You can definitely make the argument that I'm a bit verbose at times, and perhaps it's not the best, and I also get a little bit sidetracked on occasion. I don't really see it as a bad thing, but it's certainly not the best. That's not great, but that's not the end of the world. It's always sad losing one of your 4-strength players. Okay. This is fine. This was expected. If he follows up here, this is a bit of a mistake. Oh, not really, because he got a stun. But following up, if he didn't get a stun, would have been a mistake. So I definitely feel, in my heart, boys, all I want to do is do a handoff here. Run this guy in this tiny little corner. And just love life a little bit. Because I don't think anybody on their team... The Goblin? No, not even the Goblin could. And then we just score next turn with him. It's risky. I mean, the safe thing is to do my blocks first. I don't have any good blocks, though. Now, on the one hand, yes, the 1-die on the Goblin is very tempting. On the other hand, the 1-die on the Goblin pushes him... See, I have to push him up then, so he doesn't get anywhere close to the 14. And anything can happen, you know. Just a 1-die is not like a... It's not a good thing. It's just not a wholesome experience there. Let's go ahead and stand you up. I think I'm fine with this, honestly. We're gonna go here to make it a little more annoying for these guys to get around. Not much. And we're gonna try this. Oh, nice, dude. I will definitely check that out. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna re-roll the catch. Cool. And right here. No reason to take the GFI. I don't actually recommend doing them ever. I mean, GFIs are really good. Like, take GFIs, don't get me wrong. But I don't ever recommend doing it if, like, you know, you've got the ball and, like, you're thinking about scoring and you don't need to. Sometimes it makes you feel a little safer. Like, oh, I'm just that one tile closer. You know, I'm not just that one. But end of the day, it's not really worth it. You'll notice it's not going to help us get any further away from the goblin. It's just not a recommended thing. And again, it's safer to not block sometimes than to block in risky circumstance. I normally don't recommend taking one die blocks either unless you need it. You know what I mean? I think one die blocks are more about like a I'm behind, I'm trying to get a little bit of momentum, than a oh, this'll work. GFI good, GFI with sure feet smart. Absolutely, yeah. GFI with sure feet is a it's not guaranteed, but it's something like, you know, you can feel good about in the morning. Not injured. KO'd, that's fine. I really like this logo, actually. I think it's... I didn't look at all the Norse ones, but I really do like that one. I think it's quite fun. Now, if they're smart, which, you know, presumably, they're going to block down with the Blitzer before. Yeah. Nice. Oh, it was a thrower. Ooh. Okay, that could have gone bad for them. Yeah, absolutely, Ravenpoe. Best way to win is to force your opponent to roll more dice than you. One thing I've said about Blood Bowl, and I've said about XCOM, and I've said it about most RNG-based roguelikes. Hang on, let's see what happens here. Okay, we're alive. Is there are games of risk management. We're just gonna score here. You never freaking score with an 0-4 enter. You want to, but you never do, so absolutely, just take it. Michael J. Fox in the house. Good times. I didn't really have a way to stall, and you never know, that goblin might get that, you know, anti-2-die block. Just, you don't make risky moves like that. But yeah, very much risk management. It's not about outplaying your opponent more so than it is lowering the chance that you fail. I mean, it's definitely about outplaying them on some aspect, but yeah. One die blocks with the block seal aren't that bad. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is, before you make any move, and that's why 2-minute turn timers is amazing. It does speed up the game, but it is really hard because, you know, it's really hard when you're talking about what you do. But it's before you make a block, will failing the block screw you over? And that's kind of what you have to ask yourself. And normally the answer to that is yes. Yeah, it will. I think we're going to just, like, slam up on the line here. We're going to eat shit, and we're not going to like it, but that's okay. You know. As long as we don't get another riot. Fuck! What are the odds, man? Not like this. The Skaven in me tells me I can score with that. Ooh. Fuck, I have Hermes on the wrong side. No, that's fine. Alright. Not as likely to score? Still possible. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes taking that dodge is worth, man. So, to do that, I need a this. And then he needs to live. Which isn't actually all that hard to do. So there's no way in hell I knock down this guy. No, I'm not doing it that way. Either way, I'm going through one tackle zone though, so not too bad. Let's take out the middle guy. He's the big source of problem right now. Wolf Runner's name, Canis Lupus. That's pretty funny, I didn't notice. I want you here. But I can't have that, can I? Maybe. They're actually werebears in the fluff? That explains a lot. Shouldn't have followed. Bit of a misplay. But bit of a really big misplay, actually. In that case, I can make up for it. Alright, let's try. That's risky. 1 in 6 I go down. 3 in 6 I take him down. Ah, that's fine. We're here now. We'll see what happens. But I think I can... yeah. We're fine. And this is the problem. It's like, I just played too much Skaven. I'm always thinking like, where's the ball? Can I score in 2 turns? Yes. I mean, sure, he's gonna knock this guy down, but we had a chance, you know. We had a chance. If I had to put this guy here, but I wouldn't here in case I made the block, then I could have stopped the goblin. Be forewarned, if you're going back to the archive, formatting becomes progressively worse. Ravenpo, don't you worry, friend. As a creative sort, as someone who has both written and made a lot of movies and blah 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 in my life, I feel your pain, brother. Fortunately, this is so frustrating the way this is like lined up here. But I've certainly I have my share of, oh god, like, why did I do it this way? But it is how it be. We just gotta deal. And mad props though, like giving something back to the community. Like that's the biggest thing, right? Like, I really wish that, like, I was a larger part A of these communities, and B, that I was able to like give a little bit more to them. Alright, so I got Dauntless here. This is pretty cool. Man, that Dauntless sound is just terrifying. Like, I don't know if that's it fucking up or what, but it is not an enjoyable sound, that's for damn sure. like that. Nice. Come on, you little goblin bastard. I mean, this doesn't matter at all. Like, he's not going to be able to score. So, makes me feel better, though. Oh. Blood Bowl's a game you play for a long time. It's one of your passion hobbies, so you like to do what you can. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I've, like, started streaming. And yeah, you know, I'm playing the AI. You actually, it's one of those things. Oh, MVP on a Wolfrenner. Nice. But it's one of those things. Like I've played a lot of games on stream now. You know, I've been playing on stream straight for almost 2 years. But I was doing streaming and putting videos on YouTube for the last like 7. And it's like, you know, and I've put a lot of like game reviews and stuff like that on the internet. And surprisingly, Blood Bowl, being one of the games with like a smaller community, has actually had the most, I suppose, negative responses I've had since playing games. Which is a bit odd, but you know, it's one of those things, like, I don't ever worry about that kind of stuff. You know, people are going to say what they're going to say, and if they're passionate about something, of course, they're going to be a little bit more harsh. But it's a lot of people, like, saying, like, oh, you know, I just want to watch Blood Bowl stream. You're the only one playing. Why are you playing the AI? And it's like, oh, okay, I can understand what you mean. The AI is certainly not as advanced as, you know, I'd say the 51%, so the average of the community, the majority, if you will. But the AI is a wonderful tool for teaching people, and they still do a lot of things that players do, and they still do a lot of risky things, which a lot of players are going to do when you play online. And that's more so what I'm going for here. I mean, if we can play players and have a good time, that's great, but when you do that, you have less time to talk, and a lot less time to explain what you're doing and why you're doing it. And, you know, certainly watching speed chess is interesting, but trying to learn chess from speed chess is another story entirely. And I feel like our community is small enough that I really just want to get people interested in the game and get people going like, hey, this isn't actually as crazy or as hard as I thought it was, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, take it easy, guys. That was our Blood Bowl for the evening. Sorry we got on a little bit late. Tomorrow I'm closing, so I'm probably not going to be home until about 2 a.m., which is about 48 minutes ago. So that's probably when I'll be starting tomorrow. We'll see, maybe a little bit earlier. Either way, we're going to take a little bit of a break, maybe round up some people, play some Rainbow Six Siege or something like that. Try and shake off the last of the Toronto. But, yeah, you know. See you guys in about 5-10 minutes. And yeah, nice meeting you, Ravenpo. Thanks for dropping by, dude. You know, absolutely. It was really interesting talking with you. I'm going to have to check out your articles. I have bookmarked it. Don't you worry, friend. And yeah, maybe I'll see you the next time we fire at Blood Bowl. Until then, guys.